Hello, and welcome to the latest episode of the Bad Times Good Stories podcast. My name is Joe Flanders. I hope you're having a great week. Hope you're excited for Thanksgiving in 2 days, depending on when you're listening to this. I am excited. I love a good excuse to eat food. I found the perfect pair of sweatpants to wear. Even though I'm going to be with my girlfriend's family, I think I'm going to go with the sweatpants. I usually try to go with a pair of khakis, something classy, but, you know, then I just unbutton my pants, and that seems worse. After all the food I've eaten, to be clear. That's why I do. So yeah, I think I'm just going to lean into it. Just go sweatpants. I'm currently in my car, stalking, or I'm on a stakeout here, waiting for my mailman to show up. We've been having a little feud that he's probably unaware of, but I've been waiting for a package in the last 2 days. He's claimed I'm not home. That's been the notification I've been getting. I have been home all day working on stuff. I just think he's lazy and doesn't feel like hitting the button, or I don't know what. So I'm going to confront him, ask him about it, and hopefully get my damn package. Which isn't even particularly important. It's just the principle of the thing. What is it that I am ordering? A case to store all of my SD cards that I film the show on and other such projects. Very exciting, I know. But I want it. I ordered it. It should be here. Boy, if that's not entitled, I don't know what is. Anyway, so I'm in my car, but today on the show is comedian Audrey Stewart. She is hilarious. I had a great time talking with her. We sort of, as opposed to sort of one long story, she just has a series of very awkward and unfortunate events that she shared with me. They're cringeworthy. It's a good time. I laughed a lot talking with her, and you should definitely check her out on the social media. She's at Audrey Stew is Art, which is Audrey Stewart with an is in there, because what can I say? She's art. But had a great time talking with her. I hope you enjoy it. If you do, give us that 5-star rating on iTunes. And check out badtimesgoodstoriespod.com for past episodes and merch. And a link to the Patreon page so you can support the show, more specifically me, so that, you know, I could actually maybe turn a profit doing this show. What a dream that would be. In the meantime, I love doing it, and hopefully you enjoy it. You can also email me at badtimesgoodstoriespodcast@gmail.com. And now, without further ado, here's my conversation with Audrey Stewart.
I've just started flossing, which is embarrassing.
What led to you flossing?
My dentist.
Yeah.
Like, just was like, you are 25 years old, and like, this is ridiculous that you don't floss. Every time you come in here, your gums are bleeding. And I was like, I'm just a gross girl, okay?
Just let me have
that.
Yeah, I wonder, like, dentists must get so sick of telling people that.
To floss.
Because congratulations for actually doing it.
Thank you.
What I've done is, because I was feeling as though brushing wasn't quite enough.
Yeah.
So I just do the mouthwash.
Oh, that's...
Which is, you know...
That's smart.
It's a lot less intrusive on the gums.
Yeah.
Who knows if it even does anything.
Yeah, do we even know? People can spit statistics out of me, but I guarantee I'm not going to have 3 years off my life because I didn't use a floss. Like, okay.
Well, and even beyond that, like, I guess it's a good thing, but have you noticed in California, they have all these signs everywhere that there's something in this building that could be cancerous?
Yeah.
Could be. I went to Disneyland and it said that.
See,
what
that's
a buzzkill,
Disneyland.
California.
Literally, yeah, honestly. You're going to have a little child look at that board and be like, what's cancer?
I got to get out of here.
Yeah, I got to get out of here. Exactly.
Everywhere I go. So I'm just like, yeah, I'm not going to floss.
Have you seen those like STD billboards where they just like are smiling? And they're just like, I'm STD free or whatever. I would not, if someone offered you money, like, and they were like, hey, like, you can get paid for being on this billboard, would you take it and like be on a massive billboard in Los Angeles and then have to go like open mics and things, people being like, oh yeah, you're that kid on the STD billboard.
Depends on how much. If I were single, no, I wouldn't do it. But, I'm in a healthy relationship. I got nothing to prove.
Nothing to lose. Nothing to prove. Whatever.
Yeah, exactly. I fooled her into thinking that I'm a, sweet, loving, caring person.
Right.
So, but if I were single, I probably would do it.
Yeah.
Depending on how much it cost. Like, how much would you have to get paid to do it? What about you?
I mean, I would take $50. I'm so poor. I'm doing so many different jobs. Like, literally, I would take it. And if people were like, you're STD free, I'm like, hell yeah, I am. Mm-hmm. And I'm $50 richer.
Yeah.
So let's go to dinner.
Let's go to Denny's.
Let's go to Denny's. My meal for the week.
What are the jobs you're working?
So I'm a nanny, I babysit. I do some catering. I do some dog walking. Lose a lot of money doing comedy. So sometimes I get like $20 here and there, maybe a 50.
That's got to feel really good.
That is amazing. I feel like boogers get freaked out when they're like, here's your $20 bill. I'm like, what did you just say?
Yes.
One time I got $6, like in San Francisco, after I drove to San Francisco, $6.
You drove to San Francisco from LA? They gave you $6?
Yeah, but then the next show I got a little bit more, but like, $6, one of them. They're like, we should give you more. And I was like, no.
Me too.
I was like, no. This means everything.
You just frame the 1 and the 5?
Yeah.
Or all 6 ones?
I just like start crying. They're like, are you okay? I'm like,
5 ones and 4 quarters. Whatever the combination was.
Whatever it is.
Wow. How long have you been doing stand-up?
Doing comedy for a long time, since I was like 8, just a wild child. And then I moved out here and I started the Groundlings. And then like actually my teacher and a couple of people in my Groundlings class, they were like, yo, you need to do stand-up. And the 2 people that were in my class, they did stand-up.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I should. I was like, I feel that'd be great. And then I got up and I thought I had the greatest time of all time, even though it was like an open mic and people were not smiling. I was like, this is fun. Yeah. And then I just like kept doing it. And then I had talked to people, like a lot of people I look up to so many people in our community. Like I feel so lucky that I'm surrounded by such hustlers and like great people and like just so supportive. And they just all inspire me. And, so many people were like, if you're going to do this, you have to do this. You have to put in the time. And like, so if I'm not out doing a show or an open mic, I'm writing, I'm just like putting in the time. Cause I know 2 years is not a long time, but I feel like with the amount of effort I'm putting in, it seems like it's more than that. Like I'm trying to double my time. Well,
that's great. I mean, and it seems like it's paying off. You just got a nice write up on Funny or Die, right?
Yeah.
So what was that all about?
I think it's cause I've just been like working really hard and making relationships and like booking a lot of shows and, I think I'm posting a lot of my content, and I think they just, found me. And then I think a comedian that I knew too named Kellen, I think he put in a good word too. Like, I think it was just, I don't know, it was just very nice and like I was grateful and very cool because it's hard to get, like the article says, you get overlooked sometimes, like by all these, because there's so many funny, amazing, talented people. Right. And sometimes you just, you get overlooked. And
it's true. My web series has 12 million views and nothing's happened. So I can relate.
You're like, so someone hears this.
So,
I would love a deal with MTV or something.
Yeah. We had a moment. Funny or Die was going to fund a season of it, and then Turner bought a stake. I should take that. We met to discuss it. Most things don't happen anyway. It may not have happened.
Right.
But then Turner bought a stake in them, and then I heard corporate restructuring, which is like, you don't want to hear that with Funny or Die. It's like, oh, it's the funny website. Right. Oh, there's fucking lawyers and shit. And, so then they didn't.
Oh,
so
you're like, and then my dreams came crashing down. Yeah. Here I am with you.
Yeah, sitting in my kitchen.
He's sitting in my kitchen. You're a nanny and a caterer, and we are killing it and at a table with a drunk dog underneath us.
You said the essentials about going to the store, and I hate buying toilet paper.
You hate buying toilet paper.
I need it, but it's just the least sexy purchase, and it's kind of expensive because I do treat myself. I'm not going to get the like 1-ply bullshit.
You're going to get the Charmin Extra Soft.
Nailed it. That is exactly what I get.
Wow, I can't even afford that.
I can't either, and yet I do buy it.
Right.
I would rather eat peanut butter for lunch every day with nothing else, no bread. And have, the comfort of a nice swipe.
That's nice, because I go to the 99-cent store at the Dollar Tree.
Yeah. But see, what I discovered is when you get the cheaper stuff, the one ply, you end up using twice as much anyway.
Right.
And it kind of balances out.
Yeah.
That's what I tell myself anyway.
Yeah, that's what you tell yourself. But I could see it.
Probably not true.
I mean, no. I mean, I'm in pain probably all the time, and you're not. You're sitting here comfortably, and I'm like, oh, these chairs are kind of hard. A little sore from last night's wipe.
Well, speaking of wiping, and I loved getting your sort of very short synopsis of your potential stories because it seemed as though a theme came together that, how can I put this? You seem to inadvertently expose yourself or what is coming out of you to others.
Yeah.
Is that a way to sum
That's
up?
a way to sum it up. I'd say so. I would say so. That is a beautiful way to sum it up. Truly. I've had several incidents where my body has been shown to people that it never should be shown to. You could say anyone that sees my body, it should never be shown to.
Well, I wouldn't go that far.
You're like, come on. And I'm like, no. And I've had things, like sometimes my control of my like bodily fluids and stuff, like sometimes I won't be able to go to the bathroom for like a solid like 3 days. And then sometimes just like, what the hell?
What?
Yeah.
You just
wild.
can't for 3 days?
Sometimes I'll be really
going
back. It's got to be my diet. I'm not.
Probably.
What
are you eating? Just
things that
garbage.
Are not. Literally, I went in. I have like GERDs, which is extreme gastroesophageal reflux disease.
Okay.
So like, date me. I'm hot. Like, went to like a specialist for like, ENT, like GERDs. And they just told me all these things I couldn't eat. Like, and then the doctor was like, I just ruined your whole diet, didn't I? I was like, how do you know I eat this shit?
Yeah. Oh, we know.
But no, I definitely do. And like, I still don't follow those rules. And it's like,
they didn't do you any favors either. I mean, I guess it's an unpleasant problem to have anyway, but GERDs is the least. That sounds like what it is, actually.
It is. It's like, can we have a little prettier name for it?
GERDs would be some sort of farting disease.
Yeah. I wish it would be like an oopsies or like but it's a GERDs.
Yeah. GERDs just sounds like some kind of fart.
Yeah. And I just burp.
Okay.
People don't
more
believe
burping.
me. They're like, yeah, it's both. It just goes everywhere. And people don't believe me. They're like, you say, excuse me. I'm like, I didn't know that was coming. So I'm not sorry. I have a disease. They're like, whatever. I'm like, we're not friends anymore.
Well, I had 90% of my colon taken out when I was in 8th grade.
Oh my God, what?
Yeah, for colon cancer.
Okay.
It runs in my family.
Oh my.
And so I didn't have it. It was basically preventative. And as a result, my farts are pretty wicked. I don't know why. I don't know what the...
Like wicked isn't like they will burn your eyebrows
brutal.
off?
Yeah.
Okay.
Particularly, now it seems to have calmed down. The body's like reset or whatever. But shortly after that, the surgery, it was brutal. I was in a play in high school, and we had kind of a dictator of a director, a nice woman, but intense.
Right.
And we were rehearsing a scene, and it wasn't going great. And then I farted, and she didn't hear it. But everyone on stage smelled it, and the scene just died right there. And she was like, "What the fuck are you guys doing?" And then she paused, like, "Oh, Jesus Christ!" And then we, canceled rehearsal for the rest of the day.
Oh my God! Well, good.
It was just lingering. So, I hear you.
God, I just 90% of the colon.
Yeah, they were able to hold on to a little bit there.
They said we left you a little.
Yeah, they threw me a bit of a bone there. And now I get to have a colonoscopy once a year. But since I don't have much, the prep is not very hard.
Yeah, I bet.
I didn't know this is where the conversation would be going, but do you know what the prep is for a colonoscopy?
No.
So when you have a full one, you got to drain your whole system. So you got to basically just drink laxative, but it's, medical. And it's terrible.
Yeah.
You just got to drain your whole body. For me, I don't really have that problem, so I just can't eat after midnight. And that's it.
See, that's nice.
Right?
That's nice. I recently had a surgery, and I had to clean out my, they gave me this, I forget what it was called, like this little grape clear bottle. I had to drink the whole thing. It's supposed to make you go to the grape flavoring. No, it's terrible.
Of course, yeah.
Honestly. And then I had to take some of these laxatives, and it actually did not really work.
No.
And it was like, no, but the reason they do it is so the surgeon can go in and like it makes it more convenient for them to see.
Right.
But he was like, yeah, it's hard. I was like, all right.
Sorry.
Thank you. I was like, why are you telling me this?
So story-wise, where shall we begin?
Okay. So we moved now, but we used to live in this house. Like I'm in a blended family.
Okay. So what does that mean?
So I have 3 blood siblings and then 3 step siblings.
Oh, okay.
And my dad remarried to my stepmom. So there's like a big bunch of us, and there's like 9 of us.
Oh, wow.
And we used to live in this house where it's like a really old house. It's like very historic, whatever. And it like had stairs that went like this, and then like there was a door at the bottom of the stairs, and it would open to the kitchen. Mm-hmm. And then like, so if you like, you could see the stairs from the kitchen.
Were they like old wooden stairs? Or
they're like old wooden stairs.
And where was this? Indiana?
Indiana.
Okay.
Irvington Historic District. Okay. And I came home one time, and they were throwing a party, like a dinner party. And it was kind of
classy.
Very kind of, I mean, we're not the classiest, but it's like, it was more like, this is for like my dad's work friends and like my stepmom's friends, like people in the neighborhood and whatever.
Big gathering.
And they didn't really want me and like my siblings just like sprinting around being drunk from the alcohol that we found. You know what I mean? Even though it's crazy, because even though I'm of age, like every time my siblings and I get together, we'll be like, let's sneak a handle and bring it to the room. And I'm like, we were all above 21 almost. Yeah. But like, yeah.
How old were you at the time?
At the time I was like 22.
Oh, okay.
22,
all right. So you were sneaking
23.
and of legal age. Okay.
Yeah. Now I'm 25. But yeah. So like they were like, just like chill upstairs, whatever. So people are coming over and they come in the kitchen, and then I'm upstairs and I take a shower. I have a bit about this. So I feel like I'm just like doing my bit, and I throw on a robe, and then I take a step on the stairs, and I just start literally eating absolute crap down the stairs. Oh. And I get to the bottom of the stairs, and my robe is completely open.
Oh,
no. And my dad and his friends and everyone is staring at my robe is open. And I have knockers. I mean, I am a developed woman. I'm a developed woman. I have airbags sitting on my chest. And I was like, I don't know who's turned on in this kitchen or who's never going to eat again. I said, but this is, and it was like everyone saw me.
And how well did you know these people?
I mean, I knew some of them pretty well, which made it worse.
Right.
I would rather like not. I would rather like my dad be in another room and my stepmom be in another room and me just not know anyone. I'd be like, all right, enjoy your food, and then just go back upstairs and get over it.
Yeah.
But it was one of those things where it's like, and then like my dad and I have a great relationship, but there's always that thought in the back of my head where I'm like, you saw me naked. I'm like, hey, Dad. Can I borrow some money? You saw me naked. Just like
add that to every sentence.
Yeah.
You saw me naked.
Yeah. So it's just like,
what did you do?
I mean, I literally was like, oh, and then like I always like never know how to form words. I always just make these absurd sounds,
inaudible sounds.
Yeah, and I'm just like, and then I just like ran back upstairs. And my siblings were like, what the heck is going on? I was like, you don't know. Like, and I just so embarrassed. And I don't get embarrassed.
Well, but that's
that. But I mean, like you expose your body.
Yeah. And again, it's one thing. If anything under the age of like 7 is kind of cute, maybe, or something. It's cute. But 22 and fully developed.
Yeah, fully developed. I mean, I was fully developed at 13.
Well, sure, yeah.
I was one of the first in my class to be developed.
How was that?
It was brutal because everyone was like, I went to Catholic school.
Okay.
Like for grades 1st through 9th. Thank God I went to public high school. My God.
Yeah.
But I went to Catholic school and everyone was kind of a little bit brutal. And like
How so?
Like in terms of like, I was like the first to wear a sports bra. People were like, what is that? They're like, yo, Audrey's wearing something weird on herself. And then like, I don't know, when everyone started like shaving their legs and I was just like always like, I had to do different things than them because I was just, of course, developed more than they were. But they would just be like, and then I had a friend like literally just used to like spring it back. And she just like with my sports bra, she's like, what is this? I was like, stop drawing attention to it.
They were all just jealous though.
They had to be. And we had like these white collared shirts and I was a little see-through, I guess. I don't know.
Did you have to wear the skirt too?
Oh yeah, but I always wore the pants. I was always
I had the reverse of you. I did public school until high school and then I did Catholic school. And I don't understand why in God's name they would have all these girls wearing skirts.
Right?
Because, I mean, listen, as a perv, in high school, I had no problem with it.
Right.
Because there would be some inadvertent, panty moments.
Right.
which was fine. But I was like, why in God, like as an adult, I'm just like, why make these poor girls wear these fucking skirts?
Right. And then like they were very strict though. You had to have your skirts to your knees.
Okay.
But like you'd always have like, they'd always do this check. They would do random checks. They'd be like, everyone stand up. It's got a skirt on. And like put your fingers. And there'd always be this one girl who would have it short and they'd be like, all right, to the office.
Middle school is just brutal in general. Because everyone else is self-conscious that they haven't developed. And so they take it out on you who has developed. So everyone's just miserable.
Everyone's miserable.
Everyone's miserable and awkward and gangly.
It was just terrible.
It's awful.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Well, so did you ever mention this faux pas to your dad? Has it ever come up?
Yeah, he just always like awkwardly like he's like he's like so anyways how is your he just will change
anything else
anything else
ketchup let's talk about that whatever.
I'm like, Dad, I just have a few things to get off my chest. He like throws up. He's like, did you say chest? Like he just literally
oh, that just had to be. There's nothing, I don't know, to me there's nothing more vulnerable than being naked.
Yeah.
Even if it's somebody you're really comfortable with. I just got to a point where I'm just like, whatever, that's fine. This is what I got.
Well, like, and the thing is, if it's like on accident, it's more embarrassing than it is on purpose. I went to an all girls camp and it was just shenanigans on shenanigans. I mean, we were running around naked like it was our job. I mean, we were swimming in the lake and I would just start swinging around my bathing suit. Then every other girl in the camp was just swinging around their babies. At one time I asked if I could go horseback riding nude. Like, it's not like I haven't like if I'm around a group that I like, I'm like, let's all be naked. But like, guys, like on accident at a party, you're just like, God.
Yeah. Were you just like mortified?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, you won't know I'm mortified if I just start making absurd noises. And I'm a sweater. I sweat.
Oh God.
Right.
So you just went upstairs naked and sweaty.
Yeah.
Just like,
When I first started comedy, I was 8. Drench ball. I mean, I would have to go through like 8 pairs of shirts and like.
So when you say you were 8 when you started comedy, were you 8 years old telling jokes on stage? Like, what is that?
So I know, right? I know. Everyone's like, "Were you 8 though?" They're like, "You're just saying that." I know. Well, here's why I say it, because going back to, I'm glad I mentioned my camp. I went to a camp called Navon Camp. It was an all-girl camp. And I just knew I wanted to do something in front of people because I already had these energetic movements and moments where people were like, oh, and I'm like, I don't care if you're laughing at me. It feels good. Like, it just feels good to see you laugh.
Sure.
So I signed up for the talent show. I had no talent to give. I didn't even know what I was going to do. And our camp, like the whole camp watches. And they called me up. They're like, your turn. Nothing prepared. Get up there, start singing a song that was people were laughing at, and that was kind of fun and funny. And I got like everyone stood up and started just like applauding. Yeah. And that feeling, I was like, yep. And so then I got enrolled into comedy camps and like I did comedy sports, like the junior league and the high school league, and then I did improv in high school. I did improv in college a little bit.
You've been doing it.
So I just started doing and so I wasn't like full blown, I'm a comedian at 8 years old. It was just like, I knew I wanted to do it from 8 years on, and I knew I was going to try to figure out steps to do it. So
for the layman, I was going to say laid man.
Laid man.
For the laid man who doesn't know comedy sports, that's not just like baseball with jokes in there, right? It's like improv games and stuff.
I wish it was. I wish a pitcher was like knock knock and you were like, who's there?
Home run.
Home run. Yeah, just like jokes being thrown around as you play sports. That would be epic. I'm going to start that. Wow. This podcast was truly helpful for me. Look out for my new comedy sports team.
Comedy sports team.
We'll be playing it in Santa Monica courts.
Nice. No. But it is like improv games and stuff, right?
It is improv games. It's competitions. Yeah. It's fun. Okay. I mean, it could get brutal, but it was fun.
Brutal.
Yeah, I just had one experience in high school. We went to just high school called Carmel High School, and sorry if I offend anyone who's listening who went to Carmel, but they're probably not.
We have a large Carmel contingent.
What if your main fan base was just like Carmel people, and they're like, "Well, you lost some fans." And
every episode's on their like alumni newsletter. Today on Bad Times, Good Stories.
Well, I mean, this is a really bad story. So Carmel High School, they're like, kind of like the elite like high school, and we were like the Republic, and a lot of us don't have a lot of money kind of high school.
Yeah.
And so we were competing against them, and you had 2 suggestions. You would create a scene off of it. Someone gave me Anne Frank and Twitter. And I was like, are you kidding me? And it just didn't go well. I don't say what I said, but it was just, it was one of those moments where it's like what? And I was in high school. It was just bad.
Yeah, that would maybe a seasoned pro could handle that, but that you're setting yourself up for failure if you're like 15 and like
They have something called a brown paper bag foul. If you say something that's like kind of bad, they put a brown paper bag on your head. So I like wore a brown bag on my head, and I was like, "You're lucky if I ever do improv again."
You just got to keep it on like the Scarlet Letter,
right? Yeah. I was like, God.
Well, I remember kind of a similar story to your camp story. I was at a freshman retreat in high school. Mm-hmm. And there was a talent show, and I decided, I don't know if you're familiar with Steve Martin's stand-up stuff.
Steve Martin is a legend.
Oh, he's amazing.
I really, that's the style I love.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's just sort of mocking the whole idea of the lounge singer, the lounge entertainer and all this sort of stuff. And, which I didn't even get as a 12-year-old. He was just absurd and ridiculous to me. You know,
funny. Yeah.
I didn't get what he was actually mocking. But anyway, there's that whole bit where he talks about how much he misses his girlfriend, and then the punchline is that he shot her or something with a shotgun. And it's like a 10-minute bit, and I did it word for word at this unprompted. And no one else
has ever
knew
heard
that
it.
bit.
Yeah, has ever heard it.
You got to be a comedy nerd.
Yeah,
to I was like 14.
Right.
And I was talking about and in hindsight, probably not the best story to tell.
Yeah.
Because there was no context.
And you're 14 years old, and you're like, and I shot her.
I shot her. Big shotgun. What? Anyway. Yeah, I can't believe I did that, But I enjoyed performing.
Did you get laughs?
Yeah, probably some uneasy ones because they were just like, what?
Yeah.
What's going on? It's a slow build too, that story. Anyway,
those are the best laughs where it's like, what just happened laughs? Mm-hmm. I don't, what?
All right. So you got over your flashing of the whole neighborhood your living room.
I'm a stand-up comedian, so you tell me.
And then it seems you found yourself in some hot water with some fluids that may have been.
Yeah, I love hibachi. You might as well say my middle name is hibachi. If I ever make it big, the first thing I'm doing is getting a hibachi grill and hiring a Benihana chef.
Nice.
I mean, I am literally my friends know me as I just obsessed with Benihanas. I actually used to work at a radio station, Power 106, and Steve Aoki came in and they were like, Audrey, do not mention Benihanas to him because him and his dad do not have a good relationship. And I was like, yep. I was like, hey, Steve. He was like, yeah. I was like, Benny. He was like, what? I was like, nah.
More inaudible noises?
Yeah, I was like, hibachi. Just like shit all over Steve Aoki. No, but I do. So I eat hibachi frequently.
Yeah. Which
can be really good or bad. And I have, like I told you, I have problems where sometimes I'm backed up for 3 days. So I took a laxative. Okay. Yeah. Dumbest thing I've ever done. Took a laxative.
Okay.
Friend calls me up and says, we're going to hibachi on my college campus. Do you want to come? I already took a laxative. I said, I love hibachi.
Can't turn it down.
I said, sometimes these laxatives don't even work on me.
Yeah. Start using that logic. Oh, right. It probably didn't even.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. In my head, my logical thinking, is crazy. If you were to step inside my head, you'd be like, how is she still alive? You know what I mean? Like, I should be hit by a car by now. But so I was like, all right, it's hibachi. You gotta love it. So I'm there, they're doing tricks. I'm catching shrimp in my mouth. I'm having the time of my life. I'm in the onion volcano, flaming up. I'm like, yeah, this is my life. And then we're sitting there, we're getting the checks. I'm like, success. And then all of a sudden my stomach is just like, oh, and I'm like, all right. Kind of things are getting weird. And then I coughed.
Oh, that did it?
Yep, it did it. And then I'm with everybody. And I'm with my friend. I'm with a couple of my friends. And I'm like, all right. And there was a boy in the group, of course. And there's always going to have to be a boy. Because if it was just girls, I'd be like, yeah, I just shat my pants. You guys want to, let's get cleaned up and then go to the bar and get some. But I was like, there's a male and I don't know.
Were you interested in him?
No.
Okay.
I mean, probably. But I mean, I think at college, I was just so wild. I was just like, whatever. Yeah, but of course, I have that people think I don't like males, but I do, just to clear it up for you. Okay, cool. And
you heard it here first.
You heard it first. Actually, I was just on a podcast where I had wine, and I was like, I don't know if I even like males. And I was like, please don't release that. She was like, I'm going to. But yeah, so I was just like, all right. And I had to like, I mean, I'm sure I don't know what comes with that. And we had to take a car ride and when Moore was feeling it. They're dropping me off. They're like, oh, you're kind of quiet. And I feel like I couldn't know if they were smelling it. I didn't know. So
you didn't go to the bathroom before you left?
No.
You just sat there and got up, got right in the car?
Because I was afraid if I went to the bathroom and I started doing things, like I was just going to pull, as soon as I pull my pants out, I was afraid like the smell. I don't know what, this is so gross. I hope everyone's eating breakfast right now. And I hope that you're just taking a giant spoonful of brown sugar to oatmeal while I tell this story. But literally just like, I was afraid that like it would just get messier.
Right.
And that was like some weird logic in my head. Yeah. So I'm sitting in the car and like, I'm going to get up and there's just going to be shit seeping out of the back of this Honda Civic 2013. I'm like, that's probably like 2008, whatever.
Yeah.
But then I went home and my roommate and I share a bathroom and I went into our bathroom and pulled my pants out and then just kept going and over the bathroom.
Oh no.
And then I ran to the kitchen and it was like a movie. It was truly a movie.
You ran to the kitchen?
I ran to the kitchen to get like large paper towels and stuff. And like, because I mean, what toilet paper is not going to do that? What am I going to use? Her like
toilet
her
paper?
Target towel to wipe it up. Yeah. I mean, she'd be like, what the I'd be like, listen. So, I mean, and then she came home in the middle of all of this.
Oh, no.
And she was like, Audrey, what's going on? I said, I had hibachi. She's like, you always have hibachi. I was like, this time is different. So, it's just one of those moments where it's just like, it's just an uncomfortable. And then you like, I have so many thoughts running a million miles per hour in my head. So you already have to think like you're overthinking. You're not overthinking. You have no idea. You're like, they smell me. They know we're never going to be friends again. Blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
And the car ride, Jesus, it was only like, it's supposed to be 10 minutes, but it felt like 3 hours.
Right. Getting every red light. Bumps.
Yeah, hitting bumps, hitting red lights. And they're just like, let's just sit in the car and chill while I tell you about my mother who's dying. I'm like, you know what? Let's just all take a deep breath and you drop me off right now. I almost thought about rolling out of the car and just laying in the street until like a police officer was like, ma'am, do you need help? I'm like, you better send me to the ER right now where no one can see me and have a nurse clean me up with their gloves.
So wait, it was still leaving you as you ran into the kitchen?
I mean, it was like an endless fountain.
Oh, no.
I mean, it was not, I'm telling you right now, it's one of those things where like I was backed up. So you had it. And I mean, it's a dumb thing, but like I said, I can't say no to hibachi.
No.
I love hibachi.
So did you, because I feel like if you're taking a laxative, you're like down for the count. You just got to hang out at home and wait it out.
Yeah.
But when hibachi's on the table.
Yeah, and sometimes laxatives don't work on me, like I said before my surgery.
Oh, they actually don't? Okay, I thought you were just using that as logic to go get food.
No, magnesium citrate. That's what I had to drink before my surgery I just had. And literally, like, I mean, it didn't work.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes it doesn't work.
Right.
So, like, it was illogical for me to do, but, like, I have my reasons. And, like, you tell me you're going to say no to, like, yum-yum sauce and ginger sauce all over a shrimp that's been hibachi. You can't say no. It's
the worst feeling in the world. I wake up with my hand hurts. I don't know why.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
It's terrible. The other night I literally thought I had scabies or something was good. And I was literally up like running around my room and I was like, putting lotion on. I was like, there's bugs all over me. My roommates are like, shut up. Like literally. And then the next day it was fine. I was like, what is the body?
Yeah. I don't know where this fucking cyst came from that's on my neck.
Oh my God.
Right?
Are you going to get that checked out?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's just popped up in the last like 4 days.
What if literally after this podcast you had like 3 days to live? Oh my God, that's not funny. But you let me know how that goes.
Yeah, I'll keep you posted.
Okay.
And you too, assuming I'm alive to tell the tale.
Yeah.
And okay, so then something else was protruding out of you.
Okay, yeah. So this is wild because this is taking a lot for me to say. I'm gonna be honest. Is this a camera? I'm looking right into the camera. Is that kosher to look right in the camera?
It is.
So no acting. You're not supposed to, but like it's podcasting. So what do you do?
Different realm.
I'm gonna look right here and just say this is a big deal for me telling this story because I don't even think the people that were with me, like, I don't know if they saw it. I don't know if they know, and I don't know if they saw it and they never been able to confront me about it. And I've never spoken of it until you emailed me and you're like, send me a list. And I literally still like stared at my keyboard. I was like, period, backspace. I was like, period, backspace. I was like, all right, I'm going to tell it. Lala, yeah, you're welcome. This is a big deal. But buckle in and don't be eating. They're done eating. If they're actually listening to the whole thing, they are probably in the bathroom themselves. Lollapalooza. Have you ever been?
In Chicago, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I went in 2006.
Oh, how was it?
It was great. It was Death Cab for Cutie, Kanye, and Red Hot Chili Peppers were the headliners.
Dang.
Pretty diverse.
Yeah.
Pretty great.
That's a very diverse group.
Yeah, I had a good time. Anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Do you not have such a good time?
Well, actually, no. And also, this was going into, so I'm 2 years out of college. So this was going into my junior year of college.
Where'd you go?
I went to Indiana University.
Oh, yeah. Go Hoosiers.
Yeah, go Hoosiers.
Right.
Hoosiers. But I was doing Improv Olympics in Chicago. So I had spent the whole summer in Chicago and it was fun. And then we had a bunch of friends come for Lollapalooza and they got hotels. And I was like, heck yeah, like whatever. So I went to this hotel and like, the sheets on the hotel are white.
Very
and
white.
like they kind of overlap the bedding sometimes.
Sure.
And lots of people, I didn't really know, but it went to my college. I was like, I've seen your face. Like, you're in Sigma Chi. You don't know who I am kind of people.
Yeah.
And just everyone's in there. And I'm in a dress because that's the thing girls wear to music festivals. And I sat on the corner of the bed.
Yeah.
And everyone's talking. And I had my time of month. My Tom came. Tom came.
Damn it, Tom.
Damn it, Tom. And I was about to get up. I was like, oh, but no way. Look below me. Tom is all over the bed.
Oh, no.
And I'm like, okay. I sit back down and I'm doing like the whole like laying on it. I'm like, oh that's so funny. I'm like, where are you from? Just like,
and this is a room full of people?
Room full of, I'm talking a packed hotel room.
Oh no.
People pre-gaming and like doing Molly and whatever they do. And I didn't even know, by the way, I didn't know that Molly was like a thing until I was out of college. I was like, yeah, we're just all happy to be here.
Right, yeah.
And I found out like the majority of people in my life were like rolling face at all times. Literally, I was like, what? So you guys are smiling so big at this music festival. Like I had no idea that everyone was just like rolling face.
Yeah.
So I mean, oblivious.
Is that the phrase? I've never heard
rolling
that. Rolling
face. That's it. I mean, people aren't as aggressive with me. They're like, yeah, we had a good time. I'm like, you're a rolling face. like I'm just wildly aggressive. But
okay. All right. So you're laying it sprawled out, covering up.
Just covering it up. But I mean, we had to get up. And my group of friends, my group of friends, like wanted to leave while there was still a crap ton of people in the hotel. They're like, all right, Audrey, let's go. I'm like, you sure you don't want to sit down and play some cards? And they're like, let's go to the music festival. I'm like, are you sure? You sure you don't want to take a quick nap and let's let everyone else
Power
go?
nap.
Yeah. I was like, I need to tell you, my mom is dying and I need a heart to heart until I need everyone out of here. No, I just didn't know how to go about it. And then they were like, no, we got to go. I got up. Didn't look behind me.
Yeah, just walk straight out the door.
Straight out the door. Walked straight out the door. And honestly, I think it was my friend Julie Kennedy. If you're listening, I think it was your hotel room. I'm gonna text her after this and be like, listen, I just admitted to something. So, and I just want to know and I want to know these people if they like, and then from junior to senior year, like if they were just like, that's period girl. And they just have no idea. Like maybe there's like a group text called like period girl 2000 and whatever. Like, and I just don't know. And they send period photos every day. Like, I don't know. I just walked straight out the door and the whole music festival, while people were allegedly rolling face, I was rolling that moment in the back of my mind the entire time. I was like, okay. And then eventually, I took care of it in the porta potty with whatever.
I was going to ask.
What if I was like, no, I just rivers of, I was like, this is paint.
Tom is something that obviously men could never understand, but that's it's consistent enough, right? But then sometimes does it just surprise you?
Yeah, I'm pretty consistent. And then sometimes it surprises me. Like, I mean, I'm pretty consistent, but sometimes I'm not like that moment.
Sure.
Like, yeah, I'm like unlucky. Like I just like, sometimes I'm just really unlucky. And I honestly like the higher power God or whatever you believe in, like, I think he's like, you know what? I'm a little bored today. He's like, let's just, but I love him. Like, whatever. This is not dissing him. I just feel like something bad is going to happen again. I'm like, all right, I love you though. Hey,
it's all good.
Yeah. So, I mean, just unfortunate events. I mean, but like, I build material. I think it's one of the reasons I became a stand-up. I was
Right.
like, so much. Like, I literally I can't remember the last day I had that was like, today was perfect.
Right.
Like, and I'm sure everyone can relate to that. But
yeah.
My goodness.
Right. Well, yeah, it's just a matter of how you look at it. Well, like, because I'm convinced that Judas is my guardian angel.
Oh, wow.
I think that there was an influx of babies and they were overstaffed or understaffed.
Right.
And Judas was in like a bar somewhere. And they were just like, here, you take this Flanders kid. And I've mentioned it before, but because I was born with club feet. So like right out of the womb, fucked.
Literally just right when you took your first breath. They were like, this kid is fucked.
Yeah, look at these feet. So I had to wear casts for the first like 9 months that I was alive.
God.
And I also had tiny ear canals. I still do. Now I can hear. But so I had a hard time hearing. And so all I would say was da. So it sounded like I was just a German kid because I think da is yes in German.
You're probably the cutest little kid, though.
Yeah, I just didn't talk much and had,
club
feet and just said da over and over again.
Oh, da.
Da.
Da. People were probably like, oh, look at him.
It was in that baritone voice too.
Oh, they're like, all right, he was cute until he spoke.
Yeah, exactly.
I love it. I was a tenor. I was like, can I be an alto? They're like, you'll be a tenor. I was like, I'm a girl. They're like, are you? I'm like, I don't know. You tell me.
I thought so.
You're making me question everything. Is a sports bra for man boobs or real boobs? You tell me.
But then I got over it.
Yeah.
I was like, but that's why I refuse to go skydiving because I'm like, I'm just setting myself up.
Oh God, yeah.
Judas would just be like, really?
Yeah.
You're not going to survive this.
Yeah, I'll never go. I went skydiving.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And actually, the person who jumped with me kept screwing with me.
Oh,
like
God.
we were on the scariest part. We were in Hawaii. The scariest part was I went with my ex-boyfriend and family. The scariest part is like the rickety flight up there.
Oh, I believe it.
And like my guy, I kept freaking out, and he was like, "Yep." And we were in front, and he was like, "I was like, are you gonna attach me?" He attached me. He was like, "Maybe."
Oh God.
And then he attached me at the last minute, and then we jumped. And you only free fall for like not much long, and then he pulls it, and I just kept talking. He was like, "You talk too much," and I was like, "All right," but I was nervous.
Sure.
But I'll never bungee jump. I mean, that cord would snap.
Oh yeah, in a second.
Yeah.
Dead.
And
then my last thought would just be like, I didn't need to do this.
right. Why did I do this? Yeah. This is not necessary for me to do.
I'm not a great flyer on planes, but that at least I can rationalize like, well, I want to see my family.
Yeah.
So there's like it still suck. But, at least that I could rationalize. If it was just bungee jumped or just, I was like, there was no earthly reason for me to do that.
Right. No earthly reason. I feel like if I die, I feel like it's going to be some absurd reason. Like, I'd be shocked if it was old age and my family's like, well, she did it. And it's old age. And we're actually
kind of happy about it.
Yeah.
She had a good run. It just happened naturally. It wasn't some terrible, unnecessary... Fell off a bridge or something.
Something wild. Tripped on her shoelace and choked on a muffin at the same time. That would be how I go. Knock on wood. I kind of want a muffin now too. So my shoes tied.
Did you ever have those mini muffins?
The lights or whatever. Yes, of course.
Yeah, with no nutritional value at all.
None.
But were like a breakfast.
Yeah, it goes back to GERDs. I don't really.
Right. Yeah.
I would run a lot and do active things.
Sure.
And but I'll eat like crap. But whatever. I don't care. I'm not trying to model.
Who am I trying to impress?
Yeah, who am I literally impressing? Like, okay, either you like me or you don't. I'm not chasing after you.
So you seemed adamant that you do like guys. What's the dating life in LA for a comedian like?
I feel like, different comedians are different.
Sure, I guess in your
a lot
case.
can have like a serious relationship and still be hustlers. And I have a lot of friends who are in great relationships and are hustlers. And I could never be in a relationship and do that because I've only been in one, and he was my best friend in the beginning. And then obviously that worked out really well. And then
What happened?
Well, we were best friends, and then we dated. I think when you date your best friend, like you don't lie.
How long were you friends before you started
5
dating?
years.
Oh, wow.
Then we started dating for 2 years. But like we would just like cross the line, and people would listen to us and be like, "That's not how couples should talk to each other." But we were like best friends.
Right.
I was like, "You have piece of sack shit. And he'd be like, yeah, yeah, overweight. No, I'm just kidding. He would never. But like, we would say stuff like that, like just like crazy stuff. And it just was like, okay.
When was this?
This was like junior and senior year. And then when I moved to LA is when and then he got another girlfriend and then, So
how did you go from friends to dating?
I was me. I was really like, I love you. And he was like, I don't think this should work. And I was like, I'm not going to be your friend unless you date me.
Yeah, held him hostage.
Yeah, so I did. And of course it wasn't going to work because I forced him into it pretty much. Literally. And he was like, okay, let's give this a try. And then I was like, yeah. And then like, there'd be several times I think he'd try to break up with me and I'd be like, no. I mean,
I'll never talk to you again.
Yeah. Yes. Wild moments. So when I came out to here, I just was like, I want to focus on comedy. And then I'm kind of in the spot where it's like, I said I like boys, I say I don't like girls, but honestly, like, I don't like anything.
Right. Yeah, you're just indifferent right now.
I'm just indifferent.
Yeah. Focused on the career. You're out here for a reason.
Focused on the career, out here for the reasons.
Yep.
I feel like every podcast I have been on, I have been changing my answers with it. I'm like, maybe I like girls. And they're like, really? I'm like, are you going to post that? They're like, why wouldn't we? This is a podcast. And I'm like, maybe I like guys. They're like, do you? I'm like, I don't. Like, I'm just in the middle.
Yeah. You're in love with comedy.
Yeah. I guess all my answers.
That's your relationship.
Yeah. I just need to figure. There'll be a day where I sit on the mountain. I'm like, who are you? You know, but I'm too busy for that right now.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. No, I get it.
And I feel like I know, like stand up as actually, I have a very specific voice in stand up. Like my point of view is very clear and that's actually who I am.
Yeah.
Like I say everything of like very honest on stage. And so that I know who I am in that regards, but I just don't explore the dating stuff as much.
Yeah, what's that about? I feel like it's because you're certainly not alone in this. It's easier to be yourself in front of a crowd of people than to be yourself in like a one-on-one or just like a natural.
See, I find I see a lot of people. I can like the way I am to you is the way I am on stage.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, you seem totally comfortable right now.
Yeah.
But I think there's something about people who. It's just for anybody who's not in a performing realm, the idea of being most comfortable on a stage performing to strangers
is wild.
Is crazy.
Yeah. I think like I'm comfortable with most people in conversation, but you're right. I think when I get up there, like I'll say things like I'm getting to the point where I'm like getting really starting to learn how to get really comfortable.
Yeah.
Where things will fly out on my mouth about me that I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
I'm telling a group of strangers and I didn't even know this about myself. And now I do. And I'm telling you like,
well, I have the same, like I was just on a podcast the other day and I mean, I was telling some very embarrassing stories. And, like when it wrapped, I was like, oh, I got to think about that one. And then I was like, who am I kidding? I don't know. It's fine. I mean, this whole podcast is predicated on telling embarrassing stories that do not paint me in a flattering light.
Yeah.
But I don't
People
care.
don't want to date me after these podcasts.
Amazingly, sometimes I'm like, oh, Karina, you don't need to listen to this episode. But amazingly, she's still here.
She's still I love that. She loves you for you.
Yeah, but I don't, I would never in a million years just like tell somebody one-on-one some of these stories. But then I'm just like, oh, thousands of people all over the world want to listen to this, then go ahead.
Yeah, like the period story. I mean, that's absurd.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to really text her and be like, listen.
Yeah, you probably should.
I want to know how, and I'm really scared. What if I just get like 50 people being like, yeah, we all knew.
It's kind of fun though to like, once you've passed it and it's been long enough to kind of like do a little deep sea diving on it and kind of just like, so what did happen there?
Right.
I've talked to like ex-girlfriends on here before and other people like, who I had like a weird history with or something. And then we just like get down with it and just talk about it.
Wild. I like
and
that.
It's really fun. Again, as long as you're like past whatever it was, like, and you're not like, I don't know. It can be fun. So I definitely suggest texting that person.
Yeah.
Have a good laugh about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What if it was just like way worse than I remember though? They're like, there was the entire sheet and you had shit there and also like it reeked.
We thought someone died.
Yeah. Like we thought there was a murder scene. Like you just got stabbed.
The cops were called. There was a whole investigation.
Yeah. I'd be like, they're still investigating and the cops listen to this podcast and it is wrapped. Like literally.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm like, wow. But I'm excited to see what they have to say about it.
Yeah. Well, hopefully, have you talked to that person much lately?
No, but
that's great.
Yeah, we're good friends. I feel like it's a lot of my friends. Like I don't talk to a lot of them, and then when I see them, I'm like, we're best friends. Like that. I just have good relationships like that. So I think it'll be fine.
But what a great way to rekindle the friendship. Then, hey, remember that time there was blood on your bed at Lollapalooza?
It would be beautiful if they're like, what are you talking about? Because they could be all rolled faced and drunk and like seeing acid.
Well, and we'll wrap up. Yeah, that's true. And we'll wrap up. But with the idea that I think we kind of mentioned it, but in those moments, you were just convinced that everyone's only thinking about you and but there were so many people in that room. I'm sure no one, pointed it back to you.
Yeah.
And you could have played dumb and just been like, I was sitting on blood.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
But in the moment, it's just like everyone, I've got to be, everyone is convinced or everyone knows that it's me.
Yeah. Yes.
No one knows.
So in your head. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, this is a lot of fun. Thank you for coming on.
All right. Thanks for having me.
Of course. Where can people find you on the internet?
Find me on Instagram. Sorry, phlegm. Ew, I'm gross. I can't even wink hot. I'm like,
it did look a little strange.
Yeah, you're like, yeah.
Kind of like a stroke.
Yeah, you're like, is she having a stroke right now?
I asked where people could find her on Instagram, and she just hacked a lung and then had a stroke.
Out. I was like, you can find me. No, you can find me on Instagram at Audrey Stew is art, because Audrey Stewart, and I feel like I'm art.
You are art.
I'm art. I'm spitting colors out of me. Red. I'm art.
Red and brown.
Red and brown. Yeah. So great. And then, Twitter, Audrey Stew is art.
You have any upcoming shows or anything? Yeah,
headlining in Palm Springs tomorrow night. I'm at West Side Comedy Theater in Santa Monica Friday. Saturday, I'm at Madame Tussauds. Monday, I'm at Poncho's, and that's this week.
Okay.
And on my website, on the line, you can find more shows.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, thanks again for coming on.
Are you kidding me? Thanks for having me. What if I got up there's just like a giant period stain? I was like, thank you so much for having me.
Oh boy. All right. Well, thanks.
Yeah.
I couldn't really have an answer to that. Yeah. I hope there's not.
That was the episode. Big thank you to Audrey for coming over and talking about those embarrassing moments. I'm thankful that my parents have not seen me naked as an adult. They certainly did when I was a baby, but I didn't really have a say in that. And, it wasn't awkward, I don't think. Maybe it was awkward for them. Maybe I peed on them as a baby. But I'm glad that none of those things have happened as an adult. These are the things that I continue to think about as I wait for my postal carrier. We'll see how it goes. I'm sure it's a non-issue, maybe a miscommunication. I don't know. We'll see. I'm probably going to look like an idiot because that's generally the case of how things go. Anyway, if you like the episode, give us that 5 stars on iTunes. Check out badtimesgoodstoriespod.com for all the good stuff. And email me at badtimesgoodstoriespodcast@gmail.com. I hope you have a great Thanksgiving. And only after Thanksgiving will I acknowledge that we are then in the Christmas season. So next time I talk to you, it'll be Christmas time. All right. Till next Wednesday, keep laughing.